Hey guys, to a gentle journey through time. Tonight, we invite you to set aside the cares of the modern world. Close your eyes and imagine yourself drifting back through the centuries. Picture a quiet evening, the air soft and cool, as we explore a humble yet universal companion of human rest. The pillow. This simple object, so often overlooked, has cradled the heads of countless souls, farmers and kings, laborers and philosophers across the vast expanse of history. Its story is one of ingenuity, adaptation, and the timeless human pursuit of comfort. You settle in, let the rhythm of this tale guide you. We'll wander through ancient households, meet figures who shaped the way we rest, uncover mysteries buried in the sands of time, and reflect on how the elite and the everyday person alike sought solace in sleep. There's no rush here, no urgency, only the steady unfolding of a story meant to soothe your mind and ease you toward rest. So, breathe deeply, imagine the soft weight of a pillow beneath your head, and let us begin. Our journey starts with the daily lives of those who first sought to soften their slumber. In a time when the very idea of a pillow was a small but profound innovation. Imagine yourself in a small, sunlit dwelling in ancient Mesopotamia, some 7,000 years ago. The air carries the faint scent of baked clay and dried reeds, mingling with the earthy aroma of the nearby Euphrates River. The home is simple, its walls smooth with mud plaster, its floor packed with earth worn smooth by the footsteps of a family. At night, as the stars emerge over the flat, fertile plains, the people here prepare for sleep. But their rest is not like yours. There are no soft mattresses, no fluffy cushions. Instead, they turn to something curious, a curved, polished stone, no larger than a loaf of bread, placed carefully on the ground. These are the earliest known pillows found in the archaeological remains of Mesopotamia. Dating back to around 5000 BCE, crafted from stone alabaster, limestone, or marble, they were not the plush comforts we know today. Picture one in your mind, smooth to the touch, cool against the skin, surface gleaming faintly in the flicker of an oil lamp. These pillows were not merely functional, They were objects of care, sometimes inscribed with delicate carvings of animals or geometric patterns, To the people of this time, they were a small luxury, a way to elevate the head, perhaps to protect intricate hairstyles or to keep insects at bay in the warm, humid nights. Why stone, you might wonder? Imagine the practicality of it. In a world without synthetic materials or abundant textiles, stone was durable, clean, and readily available. The people of Mesopotamia, skilled in working with clay and stone, shaped these pillows with precision, ensuring a gentle curve to cradle the neck. Sleeping on one might feel strange to you now, but to them, it was a step above the hard earth, way to bring order to the chaos of rest. The sensation was not unlike resting your head on a smooth river rock, cool and unyielding, yet strangely comforting in its solidity. Now, shift your mind to ancient Egypt. A few millennia later, around 3000 BCE, the sun sets over the Nile. It's casting a golden glow across the reeds and the mud brick homes of farmers and artisans. Here, two pillows are not soft. They are called wenin, meaning supporter in the ancient tongue, and they are crafted from wood, ivory, or stone. Picture a farmer, his hands calloused from tilling fields, carefully placing his wooden wenin on a woven reed mat. The pillow is a small platform, often with a curved base to prevent it from tipping, its surface polished to a soft sheen. Some are adorned with carvings of protective deities, Bes, the guardian of households, or Torit, the protector of sleep and childbirth, to ward off evil spirits in the night. For the Egyptians, these headrests were more than practical tools. They were steeped in meaning. Sleeping with the head elevated was thought to align the body with the cosmos, to lift the soul closer to the divine during dreams. Imagine a young woman, a weaver by trade, settling onto her mat, her wand beneath her neck. The wood is smooth against her skin, its faint scent of cedar mingling with the dry air of her home. She adjusts it carefully, finding the perfect angle, her body relaxing into the rhythm of the night. To her, this is not just rest, it is a ritual, a moment of connection to the unseen world. But life was not always gentle, even in sleep. In both Mesopotamia and Egypt, the common folk faced challenges we can scarcely imagine. Parasites and insects were a constant threat, crawling through the straw or earth of their sleeping spaces. A raised headrest kept the face clear of the ground, offering a small defense against scorpions or lice. Disease, too, was ever present. Fevers and infections swept through communities, and sleep was often a refuge from the exhaustion of survival. Yet, these headrests, hard as they were, offered a kind of solace, deliberate act of care in a world where comfort was scarce. Now, let your mind drift across the seas to ancient China, around 1000 BCE, during the Zhou dynasty. Here, pillows began to take a different form. In the homes of farmers and merchants, you might find ceramic pillows. Their surfaces painted with swirling clouds or blooming lotuses. These are not the stone blocks of Mesopotamia or the wooden stands of Egypt, but rectangular slabs, sometimes hollow, with a gentle dip for the head. Picture a merchant's wife, her hands stained with indigo from dyeing cloth, resting on a ceramic pillow glazed in soft greens and blues. The cool surface soothes her in the humid summer nights, its faint clink of the hollow interior, a reminder of its craftsmanship. These ceramic pillows were not just for the wealthy. Even modest households might own one, passed down through generations. But they were not without their drawbacks. Imagine the weight of it: solid, unyielding, sometimes too heavy to move easily. Dropped, it could crack, leaving sharp edges that posed their own risks. Yet, to those who used them, they were a mark of civilization, a way to rise above the bare earth, to claim a small space of dignity in the act of sleep. As we linger here, consider the rhythm of these lives. Day after day, people rose with the sun, toiled in fields or workshops, and returned to rest on these unyielding surfaces. Their sleep was not always peaceful. Wars, famines, and floods loomed large in their world. Yet, in the act of placing a stone, wood, or ceramic pillow beneath their heads, they sought something universal, a moment of respite, a way to soften the hardness of existence. Their pillows, though strange to us, were a testament to their ingenuity, their desire to find comfort in a world that offered little. As we leave these ancient households, let us carry this image with us: a quiet night, a simple pillow, and the soft breathing of those who found rest despite the challenges of their time. Our journey now shifts gently to the story of one figure whose life was intertwined with the evolution of comforter, person whose innovations changed the way we rest. Now, let us drift forward in time to the bustling markets and quiet workshops of Tang Dynasty China, around 800 CE. The air is thick with the scent of jasmine and sandalwood, carried on a breeze that weaves through the narrow streets of Chang'an, the empire's vibrant capital. Here, amidst the clatter of looms and the soft hum of merchants' voices, we meet a figure whose quiet innovations helped transform the pillow from a rigid necessity into a vessel of softness and luxury. Her name is lost to history, but let us call her May, a master silk weaver whose craft would leave an indelible mark on the way humanity rests. Imagine May in her workshop, her hands moving with practiced grace over a wooden loom. The room is lit by the soft glow of oil lamps, casting shadows on bolts of silk that shimmer like moonlight on water. May is not a noblewoman, nor a scholar, but a skilled artisan, one of many in a city renowned for its silk production. The Tang Dynasty was a golden age for Chinese craftsmanship, and silk lustrous, delicate, and impossibly smooth was prized across the known world, traded along the Silk Road to distant lands. May's contribution, though unrecorded in the annals of emperors, was to see the potential of this fabric, not just for garments, but for the intimate act of sleep. Picture her at the end of a long day, her fingers sore from hours at the loom. She prepares for rest, she does not reach for the ceramic pillow of her ancestors with its cold, unyielding surface. Instead, she gathers scraps of silk sods, almost weightless, and stuffs them into a simple cloth sack. This is no grand invention, no moment of sudden genius, but a practical act born of necessity and creativity. May's makeshift pillow is soft, molding to the shape of her head, a far cry from the rigid headrests of the past. As she lays her head down, the silk whispers against her cheek. Its faint floral scent a reminder of the mulberry leaves that fed the silkworms. This simple act, repeated by artisans and households across Tang China, marked a turning point in the story of the pillow. Silk, once reserved for the elite, was becoming more accessible, thanks to the empire's thriving trade and innovations in sericulture. May and her fellow weavers were part of a quiet revolution, transforming the pillow from a functional object into one of comfort. These early soft pillows, often filled with silk floss, cotton, or dried herbs, were not yet common. They were a luxury, cherished by those who could afford them. But their impact rippled outward, carried by traders to Korea, Japan, and eventually beyond. Let us linger with May for a moment. Her life was not one of ease. The work of a silk weaver was demanding long hours spent tending silkworms, spinning threads, and weaving intricate patterns. The dye vats left her hands stained, and the constant rhythm of the loom could leave her shoulders aching. Yet, her craft was a source of pride, a way to bring beauty into the world. Her pillows, though simple, were an extension of this care. Imagine her gifting one to a neighbor, a small sack filled with silk scraps, its surface embroidered with a delicate lotus. The neighbor, a tired merchant, rests on it that night, marveling at its softness. It's a stark contrast to the ceramic pillow he once used. But the spread of soft pillows was not without its challenges. Silk was costly, and for many, even a small amount was a significant expense. In rural villages, far from the wealth of Chang'an, people still relied on wooden or ceramic headrests, or simply a folded cloth. Disease and hardship were ever-present plagues swept through cities, and wars along the empire's borders claimed countless lives. Sleep, for many, was a brief escape from these realities, and a soft pillow, however humble, was a small act of defiance against the hardness of life. May's innovation, though born in her modest workshop, spoke to a universal longing for comfort, a longing that transcended her time and place. Now, let us widen our view to see how May's pillows traveled beyond China. By the 9th century, the Silk Road carried not just bolts of fabric, but ideas, including the concept of a soft, pliable pillow. In Japan, during the Heian period, courtiers began to adopt silk-filled pillows. Their delicate surfaces embroidered with poetry or painted with scenes of nature. In the Islamic world, traders introduced cotton-stuffed cushions, softer still, which found their way into the homes of merchants and scholars. These pillows were not yet universal stone, and wood remained common in many places, but the seed of change had been planted. May's story is not one of dramatic battles or grand decrees, but of quiet persistence. Her pillows were a small rebellion against the unyielding surfaces of the past, a testament to the human desire to soften the edges of existence. As we leave her behind, imagine her workshop one last time. The soft clack of the loom, the faint rustle of silk, and the gentle weight of a pillow in her hands. Her legacy lives on in the comfort we take for granted today, a reminder that even the smallest acts can change the course of history. Our journey now shifts as we turn to the mysteries and discoveries that have revealed the pillow's ancient origins. Let us explore the archaeological traces of these objects buried in the sands and tombs of the past, waiting to be uncovered. Now, let us step into the quiet hush of an archaeological dig, where the earth holds secrets older than memory. Picture yourself standing on a sun-baked plain in Egypt, near the ancient city of Thebes. Around 1920 CE, the air is dry, carrying the faint scent of dust and time. Archaeologists, their hands careful and precise, brush away layers of sand to reveal a tomb untouched for millennia. Among the artifacts, pottery, amulets, and faded linens lies a small, curved object, a wooden headrest, its surface worn smooth by countless nights of use. This is no ordinary find. It is a window into the ancient world, a clue to how the people of the past sought rest. These headrests, or wen, as the Egyptians called them, are among the most evocative relics of the pillow's early history. Imagine holding one in your hands. Its wood, darkened by age, its curves fitting perfectly to the neck, as if it still remembers the person who last rested upon it. Some are simple, crafted from acacia or sycamore, while others bear intricate carvings, lotus flowers, protected deities, or the name of their owner etched in hieroglyphs. These artifacts, uncovered in tombs from the Old Kingdom to the New, tell a story of a culture that valued sleep, not just as rest, but as a sacred act, a journey into the realm of dreams, where the divine and the mortal intertwined. The mystery of these headrests lies not only in their form, but in their purpose. Why did the Egyptians, and others before them, choose such unyielding materials? Archaeologists have puzzled over this for decades. Some suggest the headrests were practical, elevating the head to protect elaborate hairstyles or to keep insects at bay in the warm, humid nights along the Nile. Others propose a spiritual purpose by raising the head. The sleeper was aligned with the stars, their soul lifted closer to the gods. Imagine an Egyptian scribe, his day spent hunched over papyrus, resting his head on a wen inscribed with the image of Base, the protector of dreams. The wood is cool against his skin, its faint scent of resin, a quiet comfort as he drifts into sleep, trusting in its protective power. But Egypt is not the only place where the pillow's past has been unearthed. Let us travel to Mesopotamia, to the ruins of Ur, where archaeologists in the 1920s uncovered stone pillows buried alongside clay tablets and jewelry. These pillows, dating back to 5000 BCE, are heavy, their surfaces polished to a glassy sheen. Picture one resting in a museum case today, its alabaster glowing softly under artificial light. To the people of yore, these were not mere objects, but symbols of status and care. Some bear inscriptions, prayers for restful sleep, or dedications to a loved one. The mystery here is their craftsmanship. How did the people so early in history achieve such precision? The answer lies in their mastery of stone. Honed through years of building ziggurats and carving seals, applied to the intimate act of sleep. Now, let us cross the seas to ancient China, where the pillow's story takes a different turn. In the tombs of the Han and Tang dynasties, archaeologists have uncovered ceramic pillows, their surfaces painted with delicate scenes of clouds, birds, or mythical creatures. Imagine a dig site in Xi'an, where a brush reveals a rectangular pillow, its glaze still vibrant after centuries. These pillows, often hollow to reduce weight, were sometimes filled with small objects, coins, jade, or herbs, perhaps as offerings for the afterlife. Their presence in tombs suggests a cultural belief in the importance of rest, even in death. To sleep well in the next world was as vital as in this one, and the pillow was a bridge between the two. The archaeological record also reveals the pillow's cultural significance beyond its physical form. In ancient Japan, during the Heian period, silk pillows were not just for comfort, but for poetry. Courtiers would embroider their pillows with verses, their soft surfaces a canvas for expressions of love or longing. Imagine a noblewoman, her room lit by the soft glow of a lantern, resting on a silk pillow embroidered with a poem about the moon. The words, stitched in delicate thread, are as much a part of the pillow's purpose as its softness. These artifacts, preserved in temple collections, speak to a culture where sleep was an art, a moment of beauty woven into the fabric of daily life. Yet, not all discoveries are so poetic. The pillow's history also reflects the hardships of the past. In some Mesopotamian burials, archaeologists have found headrests placed beside skeletal remains. Their owners' lives cut short by disease or conflict. The bones tell stories of malnutrition, infections, or injuries sustained in battles we can only imagine. These pillows, those symbols of care, were used in a world where rest was often fleeting. A farmer in ancient Sumer, his body worn from years of labor, might have rested on a stone pillow only to rise again at dawn, his sleep haunted by the uncertainties of flood or famine. The artifacts we find today are not just objects, but echoes of lives lived in constant negotiation with a harsh world. As we ponder these discoveries, let us consider the hands that crafted them. Each pillow, whether stone, wood, or silk, was shaped by someone: a mason in Mesopotamia, a carpenter in Egypt, a weaver in China. Their work was a small act of defiance against the discomforts of their time, a way to bring order to the chaos of sleep. The mysteries they left behind, the carvings, the poems, the careful placement in tombs remind us that the pillow was never just a tool. It was a vessel for dreams, a guardian of rest, a quiet testament to the human spirit. As we leave these ancient sites, their treasures carefully cataloged, let us turn our attention to the pillows of the elite, those who sought not just comfort, but grandeur in their rest. The contrast between their world and that of the common folk awaits us. Now, let us step into the opulent halls of the elite, where the pursuit of comfort took on a grandeur far removed from the simple dwellings of farmers and artisans. Imagine yourself in the forbidden city of Ming Dynasty China, around 1500 CE. The air is heavy with the scent of polished rosewood and burning incense. The soft clink of jade ornaments echoing through vast courtyards. Here, in the chambers of emperors and high-ranking officials, the pillow is no longer a mere tool for rest, but a symbol of status, wealth, and divine favor. Yet, as we explore this world of luxury, we'll also contrast it with the humbler lives of those who toiled beyond the palace walls. There rests a stark reminder of the divide between the powerful and the ordinary. Picture an emperor's bedchamber, its walls adorned with silk tapestries depicting dragons and phoenixes. At the center is a low, lacquered platform, draped in layers of embroidered silk. The pillow here is a masterpiece of craftsmanship, a rectangular cushion, stuffed to perfect softness with the finest silk floss, its cover woven with golden threads that catch the flicker of candlelight. Some pillows are scented with dried lavender or sandalwood, their faint fragrance mingling with the air to soothe the sleeper. Others are embroidered with intricate scenes, blooming peonies, flowing rivers, or auspicious cloud stitch a testament to the weaver's skill. To rest on such a pillow is to sink into a world of indulgence, the softness cradling the head like a gentle hand. These pillows were not just for comfort. There were statements of power. In the Ming court, every object was laden with meaning, and the pillow was no exception. Imagine an emperor, his days spent navigating the intrigues of court, retiring to his chamber. His pillow, perhaps a gift from a favorite consort or a tribute from a distant province, is a reminder of his dominion. Some pillows were even believed to possess mystical properties: jade-filled cushions to cool the mind, or those stuffed with herbs to ward off illness. Believed that rest was not just physical, but spiritual, a moment to align themselves with the harmony of the cosmos. Now, let us shift to Renaissance Europe around the same time in the grand palaces of Florence or Versailles. Here, the nobility reclined on pillows stuffed with goose down or feathers, their surfaces covered in velvet or damask, often embroidered with family crests or mythological scenes. Picture a Medici noblewoman, her gown rustling as she settles onto a canopied bed, her head resting on a pillow so plush it seems to swallow her cares. The feathers inside, painstakingly collected from the finest birds, create a lightness that contrasts sharply with the stone headrests of antiquity. These pillows were costly, their materials sourced from distant lands, their creation a labor of many hands. To own one was to proclaim one's place among the elite, a privilege reserved for those who could afford such extravagance. But luxury came at a price, and not just in coin. The creation of these pillows relied on the labor of countless other silk weavers in China, feather gatherers in Europe, embroiderers whose eyes strained in dim light. The elite, insulated by their wealth, rarely considered the hands that crafted their comfort. Yet, their lives were not without hardship. Political intrigue, betrayal, and the constant threat of rebellion loomed large. Disease, too, spared no one. Plagues swept through courts as easily as through villages. And even the softest pillow could not guarantee restful sleep when fever or fear took hold. The elite sought to shield themselves from these realities, their pillows a small fortress of comfort in an uncertain world. Now, let us turn to the lives of the common folk, whose rest stood in stark contrast. Imagine a peasant family in rural China, their home a simple structure of packed earth and thatch. Their pillows, if they had them, were often sacks filled with straw, rice, husks, or dried leaves. Picture a farmer, his back bent from a day in the fields, laying his head on a coarse cloth sack, the faint crackle of straw beneath him. The texture is rough, the filling lumpy, yet it is a small mercy after hours of toil. In Europe, a laborer might rest on a folded cloak or a bundle of wool, the smell of damp earth clinging to the fabric. These makeshift pillows were not objects of pride, but of necessity, pieced together from whatever was at hand. The contrast is striking, yet there is a shared humanity in the act of rest. Both the emperor and the farmer sought the same thing, a moment of peace, a respite from the demands of their world. The emperor's pillow, with its golden threads, was a symbol of his power, but it could not shield him from the weight of his responsibilities. The farmer's straw-filled sack, though humble, offered a fleeting escape from the grind of survival. In both cases, the pillow was a bridge to sleep, a way to soften the edges of a life that could be unrelenting. The hardships of the common folk were many. In Ming China, floods and famines could devastate entire villages, leaving families to sleep on bare earth when crops failed. In Renaissance Europe, wars and plagues left their mark. Fields lay fallow, and families mourned those lost to battle or disease. Sleep was often interrupted by hunger, cold, or the cries of a sick child. Yet, in these moments of rest, the pillow, however simple, became a small act of defiance, a way to claim comfort in a world that offered little. As we linger here, consider the rhythm of these lives, so different, yet bound by the universal need for rest. The emperor, surrounded by opulence, and the farmer, surrounded by toil. Both closed their eyes at night, their heads cradled by the pillows their world provided. The story of the pillow is not just one of materials or craftsmanship, but of the human spirit's resilience, its longing, its quiet pursuit of solace. As we draw this journey to a close, let us reflect on the pillow's evolution and what it tells us about our own place in time. A gentle conclusion awaits to ease you toward rest as our journey through the history of the pillow draws to a close. Let us pause and breathe deeply, letting the images of ancient Mesopotamia, Egypt, China, and beyond settle softly in your mind. Imagine yourself now, not in a distant past, but in the quiet comfort of your own space. The world around you is still, the air gentle, and beneath your head rests a pillow, perhaps soft with down or firm with memory foam. A far cry from the stone headrests and straw-filled sacks of those who came before. Yet, in this simple act of resting your head, you are connected to them, to the countless souls who sought solace in sleep across the ages. The pillow story is one of quiet persistence, a testament to humanity's enduring quest for comfort in a world that often offered none. From the polished stones of ancient Sumer to the silk-stuffed cushions of Tang China, from the feather-filled luxuries of Renaissance courts to the humble bundles of straw in peasant homes, the pillow has been a constant companion. It has cradled the dreams of kings and laborers alike, a small but profound reminder that rest is a universal need, a thread that weaves through every life, no matter how grand or humble. Consider, for a moment, the hands that shaped those early pillows, the masons who smoothed stone, the weavers who spun silk, the artisans who embroidered poetry into cloth. Their work was a gift to the future, a legacy of care that lives on in the softness beneath your head tonight. Their lives were marked by struggles we can scarcely imagine: floods, famines, wars, and diseases that swept through their worlds. Yet, in their pursuit of rest, they found ways to soften the hardness of existence, to create moments of peace that carried them through. Now, as you lie here, let the weight of the day slip away. The pillow beneath you is more than an object. It is a bridge to those who came before, a reminder of the resilience and ingenuity that have shaped our world. The scent of clean linen, the gentle give of its surface, the quiet rhythm of your breath, these are gifts from history, fined over millennia to bring you this moment of calm. The past, with all its hardships and triumphs, has led to this, a world where rest is within reach, where the simple act of closing your eyes can feel like a small victory. So, let your mind drift, unhurried, unburdened. Imagine the stars above an ancient desert, the flicker of an oil lamp in a weaver's workshop, the rustle of silk in a palace chamber. These are the echoes of the pillow story, whispering softly as you ease toward sleep. Rest now, dear listener, in the comfort of the present, cradled by the legacy of those who dreamed before you. Good night.